we need to get a Discord thing out, and then we're going to be deciding on what is going on for art today. I just have a plain color. I posted a picture of it on Colette's Discord. I don't have my own Discord. When I'm talking about Discord, I'm talking about her Discord, because that's where most of my nail interested friends are that I would like to update on my nail related things, aside from Reddit, you know. Anyway, I'm going to let them know that I'm streaming, and you can see over here is Char sleeping on her cat tree, so I tried to angle things in such a way that you can see her. We'll see if she stays there. Big cat's over here on the ground right behind me, but hopefully she'll jump up and be on the pillow soon, and then get a shot of her too. Okay. So, the first thing that we need to do today is decide on what we want to do for our nail art. The color that I'm wearing right now is Coney Island Queen, which is a polish color. You can't really see the P-A-H-L-I-S-H. Look, it's a big cat. There she is. On her pillow, just like she likes to be. What a beautiful lady. And those are my paper towels. We have quite a bit of cardboard hanging around still from some of the furniture that I was assembling this week, because the dumpster's been kind of full and the recyclable side of things, and we still need to take it out. Anyway, she's big stuff, but hi Lexi. We're going to be deciding on our art first, and then, oh goodness, what did that just do? How bizarro. And then we're going to be doing it as my title implies. Look at that pretty girl looking right at the camera. She's a smart lady. Okay, so I have a folder on my phone called Inspiration. And that's where we're going to be looking, because that's where I have a lot of my things that I think would be good to try for nail art and things. Let me bring my focus a little closer so that you guys can see a little better. I'm going to be holding it here. Okay, so we have some floral, this is just screenshots I've taken of things. So this was on someone's story. The floral with the leaves around the edge here is very beautiful. Some of the colors of the flowers on this dress were interesting to me. I really liked this art that, sorry, I just bumped you, that Phoebe did, Phoebe Boone, when the Mmmbop scent of the Fast and Hard top coat was being released. I loved this art that she did with the apples. It's cute. I don't think that's what I'm going for today, though. Just some flowers. I really like this idea of a gradient going from a white through a yellow to an orange to a red. This is something that I have seen in, some of them go from green to yellow to orange to red, like with fall leaves and things. And I've taken multiple screenshots of this color scheme, and I would like to do something with it. I'm leaning toward this being a possibility today. Yes, not gradients with a sponge, I don't think. I really am kind of, one of the ideas I was playing around with in my head, because I put this color on just because I wanted something on my nails while I was building the dresser yesterday and Friday, after I shortened my nails down. The break on my index nail is all filed off now, so we're clean and fresh. But after I was filing everything down, I took my polish off, and I didn't want naked nails, so I just put this on. But I really like it, and I'm thinking maybe background. I didn't put it on with super great technique, like I didn't cap the tips and stuff. So I don't think it will last me all week. So if I do use that as the base color, I'm going to have to redo the base. Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe some lines, like staggered, not, more like a stair step sort of a thing, where starting with like the, you know, if you're looking at your hand like this, having like a long line and then like a slightly shorter line, and then on this nail again having a long line and a slightly shorter line, and then on this nail having a long line and a slightly shorter line, so that it looks like an angle going down this way. Yes, was ombre sort of a design. I like doing that too, but I am thinking of using the colors for the lines, like kind of just like one line that goes from the end of the nail all the way to the tip, and then one that's like a little, stops a little bit shorter, and then on the next nail one, you know, so that it's, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of the idea that I'm bouncing around in my head at this moment. I have some leafy fall sorts of things, another floral, just floral wreath combinations I tend to take images of just so that I have idea of what kind of combinations look good. These are the leaves I was referencing when I did one of my leaf designs. I just liked the colors in the background of this. This Instagram account, erotoiro.nail, has a lot of cute designs that they post pretty regularly, like a lot of little cute florally kinds of things. Colors here I really liked for like giving more variance to leaves. I don't think I'm going to use that today though. This concept, okay, the lines here are kind of the, obviously I'm not going to do the leaf thing, and I want the lines to be thicker, but having the idea of a full line and then a shorter line, I probably would center mine though. More leafy stuff. Can you tell what I like? Berries. More leafy stuff. I liked, you know, not to be negative toward the nail art. I actually was not inspired by the nail art here, but the flowers around the nail art was beautiful. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Daffodils. More flowers. I like getting reference images of flowers that I think are pretty so that I can reference them when I'm doing florals. This kind of motif doesn't fit the time of year that we're in. This is cool. I like the color palette on this too. This is actually very similar to that other color palette, right, with the oranges and the reds and the greens and the whites. But it's kind of a embroidery looking. Let me bring it closer so you can see the detail. Like the embroidery on, I don't know what country does their dresses like that, but like Scandinavian kinds of countries tend to have embroidery like this. Let me focus you back out slightly more, because it's not comfortable to hold my phone quite that close consistently. Okay, and again, more floral things. This was cute with the bees and the honey. I liked that a lot. I'm not up for that today though. A little cactus. More of that erotoiro, cute floral leafy stuff. Nina Nailed It does a lot of really pretty florals that I really like. This one's nice. It's a little bit busier than I would be in the mood for. Swallows are cute. Okay, here, again. Oops, sorry, I smashed into you again. Same kind of idea here with the color palette. I like this kind of greens going into reds color palette. Yeah. This one starts with a blue. I don't think that, I mean, that's really cute, but that's probably not what I'm going to do today. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, good. I took 2 pictures of that. One of them has the person who did it in the top, so you can see what the user's name was. Flowers. Koya Rose does a lot of really cool stuff too. Look at these peaches. That's so cool. This one is really cool. The texture stone thing. That's also another option, I guess, today, but not really the idea that I'm having. Corn. Look at these little corns. Oh, the light is awful for this. There. Can you see them? Little Indian corns. The background is a little bit, quite a bit lighter in what I'm seeing. It's like a blue. I like that. Leaves. More flowers and leaves. I like peachy roses. I'm looking for the other picture of the leaf. This is cool, with same kind of idea, gradating, but with citrus. And look at this shrimp that redhead nails did with stamping. Isn't that cute? Orange with leaves. Oh, I have that in here twice. I don't need it twice. More swallows. Look at that. Like, my nails are never going to look like that because I'm not a stiletto nail person, but look at the flame on that. I don't know who the original artist is. This was on somebody else's inspirations board page thing. Yes, exactly. I think that that's what I'm going to try to do this year. But we're not in Thanksgiving. More... I like this idea, too, of just the tip switching colors. I think that's cute. I'm not going to do that today, though. Okay, same thing here with the line length, except obviously these are leaves, but one going all the way down and then one kind of only coming halfway. Oh, I already have that in here too. I guess when I organized my folder, I duplicated some of these on accident. This is so cool, this tie-dye. I think I would want to make these as decals, though, with the drag marble, rather than trying to do it on the nail, and I would have to do... Why did it go back? I would have to do that in advance. But I think they might have posted that design twice because that's a different picture of the same image. When I did my washi tape nails, I found a bunch of washi tape designs that were really cute, but they were difficult to work with. Wreath with leaves, more leaves. This was cool. The way that they did the ombre, starting with yellow and going to yellow again, and then connecting the purple to the pink. It was like the rainbow connects here and it connects here. I really liked that idea. But I'm not doing that today, but I like the way that it does that it connects on both hands. So no matter which way you hold your hands, the ombre continues. This pillow, I'm not going to buy because it's $90. Holy crap, who pays $90 for a pillow? But look at the design on it. It's so pretty. Okay, here again. This is a pillow that has the green to orange sort of a feel, and this has a more nude base, which is what I would be doing, and I do like that way that looks. Plaid, flowers. Okay, yeah, so I'm thinking that the other picture isn't on here. I wonder where it went. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can find it. It might be in another folder on my phone. Oh, yeah. I have an older inspiration album from before my phone updated. So it might be in here. Okay. Leaves and flowers. Some of these I did put over across. And I put some of my other nail art that matches the feel of some of these in here too, just so I could reference it later. Here, like this, right? Where it's going from green down into red. Or There's the other one. That's the same picture. Here it is. Right, where it goes from green into yellows into reds and oranges. I think that's the vibe we're gonna go for. Which means we need to decide if we're going specifically, if we're doing it on these 3 nails, right, which is what my plan is. We need to decide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 6 colors. And I think that I would be going from the paler, lighter kind of a color here into the red over here. If we're starting with, gosh, should we start with the green or should we start with the white like those flowers? Kind of liked, oops, what's going on there? I want to go back and look at that flower picture again. This one, because it does have yellow, but it's white on this end instead of green, and I think that would gradate well. I think I'm going to use this picture as inspiration. Obviously, you saw I saved it like 6 times, so I like it. So that's what we're going to base our colors off of. So 6 colors. We've got a dark red, a kind of a more medium red, a reddy orange, kind of a peachy yellow orange, yellow, and white. So we don't need 2 reds. White, yellow, like a peachy color. The more orange color, a red, and a dark red. Let's start with the whites. Yeah, I agree. Let me get my swatch sticks. Okay. So whites. We have, this white has a shimmer in it, which makes it slightly warm. It's Copper Mugs and Moscow Mules by Native War Paints. I'm going to try to go for just creams, I think, because the base color is going to have a very fleckily, shimmery sort of a feel to it. So these are all out. These shimmers over here. We don't want a crelly jelly. We do want something that's a little bit more leaning toward a yellow, right? So the matte top coat that I put on these swatches, I did all of these swatches first, and I used an older, different matte top coat, and it has yellowed really weirdly. So we're looking at this side to get the color accuracy. All of these ones are very white. And then these ones are a little bit more creamy. All of them are a little bit more sheer. But this one is the most sheer. It's just a ridge filler base coat, but I use it as a creamy off-white sometimes. So we're either going to go for condensed milk or the tip perfector from Zoya. I'm leaning toward the tip perfector from Zoya. This one actually builds up pretty well for nail art stuff. So let me make a note of that in my brain of where it is. Okay. Some of these I'm going to have to find because I still don't have those 2 shelves to organize. And so some of my polish is not where it needs to be. Okay, so then we need a yellow. All of my yellows are on 1 ring because I don't have enough to split them. But again, we're not going for anything with texture or shimmer or whatever. So this whole half of the wheel is out. It's not really a wheel, it's a ring, but you know what I mean. We don't want anything super dark. So these are all out. Let me take a look at the picture again. It's kind of a brighter, more citrusy yellow, actually. So these I think would blend in too much against the base So those are out. These are too bright. These are too bright. That's too green. These two are too saturated. These ones are leaning quite a bit more orangey than the ones in my inspiration picture. So I'm going to put them out just for that reason. These ones are all a little bit more neutral. So I'm putting them out for that reason. I think the closest color that I have is this Mojito color. It is a 3-coater though, so I don't know if that is going to be super great for doing over the base. The closest 2-coat one is this VI Peach, which is a Simple Colors polish that I use pretty regularly. So it's actually a matte color. We'll try. See, this one has a very slightly brighter, you can't really tell on camera. This one has a very slightly brighter greenness to it. Like, if you're talking about yellow, right, it's either leaning orange or it's leaning green, right? They both are very close to each other. This one is very slightly more on the orange side, and this one is very slightly more on the green side, and that actually matches the color in the picture slightly better. And they're both 2-coaters, so I'm going to try for that. And then this one will be our backup color in case we can't deal with the 3 coats. Okay. And then we said we needed a kind of a peachy color, like that little flower there. I gotta lean kind of weird. Hang on. One of the things that is not organized yet is my swatch sticks, because I had them hanging on the doors on this bookcase, but now the doors on that bookcase don't exist anymore because one of them got damaged and I took them off so that I could have easier access to the under parts of the bookcase and put polish shelves there. Okay, so I have one sort of a peachy color that's on my nudes wheel. It's contrasting enough with this that it would show up against it as a base. But I don't know how well it'll fit into the other. I'm going to actually look at my peaches. My peaches and my oranges live together. These are all more, I mean, these ones are more yellow leaning, and these ones are darker and more pumpkin-y and koi colored. And then these peaches here are really our options. These ones don't. That's too light. Okay, so taking a look at the picture, it's actually relatively light of a peach, and we are going to have a more orange color next to it. So I'm feeling like some of these are too dark. This one's too pink. That one's too pink. This one's a little darker, but it has a little bit more of an orange tone to it. These ones are too pink. There are 2 colors here called Freedom of Peach. This is Freedom of Peach by OPI, and this is Freedom of Peach by Sally Hansen. Isn't that funny? They're both really pretty. And then, oh gosh, this one here, let me look at the picture again. This one here is an option if I want it to be a little bit more yellow leaning. This is a little bit too dark. and between these two, which are pretty close. This one's a little lighter, and this one's a little darker. If I'm gonna go a little lighter, I would want it to be leaning this direction rather than that direction. So these two are the two we're gonna try and see how they go. Sorry, big cat. Am I in your space with my swatch sticks? Oh, we also need just a straight orange, so we're actually going to be on the same wheel, same ring. And this orange is going to be kind of a brighter orange. Not like bright, but not like neon, but it's got more red in it. So not any of these. These are all too yellow. And these are all too peach. And these are all too neon-y. I mean, obviously these ones aren't neons, but they don't lean the direction that it should. Okay. This and this and this are too clay-like. So is this and these. It looks like we're looking at Essie at the helm for our other orange. Very, like I said, it's a red leaning kind of an orange. Okay, and then we're going into reds. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5, 6 colors decided on as options to look at and compare. Look at this soft big cat. She's just like the laziest little potato lady. Do you see all my swatch sticks down here? Okay, so then we need reds. My reds are one of my smallest categories of colors. All of these have shimmer and things. Okay, so we have 2 reds that we're looking for. We're looking for like a deep dark red, and we're looking for a red that's not like super deep and dark, but not super bright either. So these are out. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to go this way. That's too pink. Those are too pink. These have more berry undertones. You can tell what type of red I like. I'm picky about red. Okay, this one. Let me take a look again at the picture. Sorry. It's definitely a more, like, these are too pink, even though they're nice and dark. It's like a really rich. It's either going to be one of these two. They're pretty close. This one is slightly darker. You can see that. So it'll depend on what our second red is, whether we want to go for the third coat for this, or if we're okay. Oh no. What happened? My swatches are sliding. Don't do it. I'm trying to keep them separate. Okay. And then the other red, the slightly lighter red. Yeah, I know. Every time I see anything that you've done, I'm like, oh, she totally has a different type of color that she loves, and I think that's cool. You know, everybody has their own flavor. Okay. This one's too close in the middle. This one is a little bit, I mean, this is pretty close to what I'm looking for, but it might be too saturated. This one, Cubana, is looking like it's what we're needing. These ones, I think, are too dusty. Mmmbop, those are pretty close to each other. This one is has a little bit more oomph behind it. Okay, so let's go find these. You know what? Me too. I have some in, like this, right, is very, very different than all my other reds. I haven't worn it yet. I've used it in a sign once, though. You know, I haven't worn it as like a separate plain color. Okay. So what are we looking for? We have 2 kale polishes here. Havana Night and Cubana. Those are easy to find. They're right here. And then OPI, I Love You Just Be Cusco. Okay, this one's probably going to be in one of the bags from the indie shop. And I know where this one is. I just have to see if I have any other OPIs that I'm getting, because I don't want to up and down and up and down. So let me look for the Envy Lacquer first. Envy Lacquer Wolfsbane. I got my bag of unorganized right here next to me, so it's pretty easy to shuffle through. Sorry, this is not the most interesting listening to me shuffle through bags of polish. I've actually found the same shelf that I need several places, but they are all on websites that I am not 100% sure are legitimate, as opposed to fishing for credit card numbers. So I used a token number. You know, I generated a fake, it's not fake, it's, you know, connected to my real credit card through the token virtual account number option that they have. And it declined. So I'm pretty sure it was just a fake phishing thing. But, alright, here it is. Envy Lacquer Wolfsbane. But it's so frustrating to like see the item and have it say that it's in stock and then have it be not accessible. Okay, so the other one was OPI, I Love You Just Be Cusco. So we're going to come back to that after we see what other OPIs we need. Okay, we got another kale polish here, South Peach, in our options for oranges. Essie at the Helm. I know where that is too, but I need to get up to get it. This is Cuccio, Mojito. Don't have a ton of Cuccio polishes. Is it down here? I'm pretty sure it's down here. I have to bend. Oh, you do? That's really funny. James doesn't really. Alright, I need to move this camera a little bit because I'm going to hit my shoulder into it when I come back up, I think. If I don't... Oh no. Oh no. I dropped it. And I lost which yellows I was looking at. Ugh. Why? Sorry, big cat. I need to do that in a more careful way. Okay, let's come back over here. What were we looking at? One of them was a kale polish. No, one of them was the Cuccio Mojito color. Oh, yeah. And the other one was the Sinful Colors. Yeah, okay. Okay, I found my place again. I know what I'm doing. Okay. I need to put this somewhere else though, so it doesn't fall again. Goodness. It's not on that shelf. That's shelf with just single polish trees. And my shelf with double scotch dumped. Oh boy. Okay, that means I'm gonna have to go dig into that one too. This is here. Yes, I found that one. It's separated quite badly, but a good shake will fix that. It's a little better. Okay, I'm gonna get up and get the colors, Zoya, and there's those ones. So we have the white, the yellow options, the lighter peach. One of the lighter peach options. The other one is Sally Hansen Freedom of Peach, which is right here as well. And then the other one is Essie of the Helm.
It sounds really tiring.
Second.
I would feel like you never like accomplish anything. You're always starting. I hope not.
So the 6 color options. Okay, we got
This,
the white and the orange are pretty solidified. Let me put this down.
He looks really bad.
Okay,
Very
so the white, we know what we're using. The yellow, we need to decide between these. The peachy color, we need to decide between these. The orange we have, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The medium red.
He looks how I imagine a lot of people's like player characters.
Right, we're deciding between these and the dark red. We're deciding between these. So let's test it actually on my nails because we're going to take this base color off and then I don't have to wait for a swatch to dry. So let's get
has moments of greatness, that's for sure.
First nail is going to be these two, right? The second nail is going to be these two, and the third nail is going to be these two. So I'm going to use this Winstonia brush that I haven't used before. It is a 0000 Kolinsky Sable, ooh, fancy, fancy, sort of a brush that I got at Christmas, Black Friday. I haven't used it yet because I've been too nervous to. Let me bring you down a little. Okay, because that's where my hand's going to be.
Lollipop Kiddo yells any fate farm party.
I'm trying to grab the focus bar. It's not letting me. There we go. Is that okay? I feel like it's still not in focus. That's really weird that that doesn't feel in focus, but then if I go either direction, it gets worse. I guess it's good enough, huh? Okay, so we got our little palette. We're gonna put it out here. Obviously, we're not gonna make like super clean, straight lines, but we are gonna get a rough idea of the way that this will go. We're gonna have to do a couple of coats on this white because it's meant to be sheer, unfortunately. Let me get my acetone. Oh, I don't have a paper towel today. That's not good. I'm gonna use my hand like I used to. Okay, let's go back in with the second coat of the white. We want the white color to be an accurate representation of what we're going to go for on the finished look, so that we can choose the colors to complement one another the most accurately. Right? Right. Obviously, like I said, this is not the neatest application. I might use vinyls, possibly, for the real thing. We'll have to see.
Butterscotch nail.
Okay. Alright, so then for the yellow, we're either doing this.
I mean, he does have a car.
I'm going to do half and half, I think.
I suppose with that name like that.
Like half of the nail with this color. And half of the nail with this other color, which I also need to shake. This color is a matte color, so it dries pretty quickly. So I don't want to put too much out on my palette because it'll dry faster and be not able to be used as well. Like I said, these are very similar. I think that the Cuccio is coming off a little bit brighter, and the Sinful Colors is coming off a little bit more subdued. This is painting on pretty well, though, the Cuccio. The Sinful Colors is alright, too. But it's, like I said, it dries slightly faster, so you have to be a little bit more careful when you're painting. Those look pretty similar, don't they? Oh, I need to put more acetone in this. I was like, why is this not cleaning my brush very well? Because it's empty, Gloria. Because it's empty. Alright. I wish that Sally Beauty put, yeah, they are almost identical on camera. This one is slightly brighter, this one is slightly dustier, so it really depends on which peach we pick, which one transitions better into it. Okay, let's put those to the side. I'm going to close them so they don't get tipped over on accident. I am going to do one little last bit of white, though. Really make sure that it's opaque.
Remember that guy from history? He actually had Saber's face in there.
Okay.
Now it's them.
Peach.
Yeah, as cool as Kai Shear.
Same thing as the last one. We're going to do a half and half.
He's randomized.
Kind of a situation.
He's totally randomized.
So that we can compare. We do for sure know that we're using this as our more red-orange. Essie at the helm. So we'll put that next to here. I'm not doing the half line thing right now while we're doing color comparisons, just so we have an equal balance of each color. But you know what we could do? Now, I'm just thinking out loud. I haven't decided on this or not. Instead of doing the nude background, we could do a light green background and have that green tone contrasting like the other leaves, maybe. Right? Because it's got green, right? In the mood. Possibly, I don't know. We need to shake this one too. This one is Sally Hansen, Freedom of Peach. There's a hair. There's a hair in there. Yeah, I want to try it. At least test it and see. And then I can make an informed decision. This at the helm is pretty much opaque on the one pass.
Yeah.
With
Same as what your daily
stripe. I don't think it's a one coat on the nail if you do the whole nail. It was close, but not quite, sort of a situation. Right, so if we have, let me get something that I can hover over the nail that's kind of neutral. We'll use this white. You have that, right, as an option, right, where it goes from the yellow to the lighter orange to the darker orange. Or you have that, where you have, gosh, come on, lights, cooperate.
I could give it a try.
Gotta change my angles. I'm trying to get a different, less glary perspective here. Okay, that has a little bit more blend on this particular nail. It doesn't transition from the yellow quite the same. Yeah, but options. Okay, the two medium red options. OPI, I Love You Just Be Cusco. Like I said, I think this one might be too saturated, possibly. We'll have to see, obviously. I really do wish I had a paper towel. I should have grabbed one before I started. James, are you in the middle of a thing?
Yeah, well,
Okay. I need a paper towel, and I should have gotten one earlier. But if you're busy, I can get one in a minute. Okay, this one is Cubana. Let's do the second pass. You can't even see the big cat's face. She's being a Heidi. Okay. And then the dark reds, we're going between Wolfsbane from Envy or Havana Nights from Kale Polish. On one coat, that looks very similar to the two coats of I Love You Just Be Cusco, which is funny because I Love You Just Be Cusco is quite a bit lighter. Okay, so the one toward the tip here is the Kale Polish. Which has a little bit purplier of an undertone, which actually is leaning us in toward the end of what that other flower actually did look like. Okay, let's go back in with the second bit. Wolfsbane. I'm saying now already that no on Love You Just Be Cusco. Pretty sure. Because it's more saturated. I'm gonna close that one. And put it out of the way.
I think he'd really like it, actually.
And then the Kale Polish down here.
I think he'd really like it.
Between these two,
yeah, I think he'll really like it.
The one that more accurately finishes the blend of the flower in the picture is probably the Kale Polish one, but this might look a little better on the nail because they are awfully similar. In which case, we need to compare those directly next to each other. So I'm going to get a cotton swab. And I'm going to remove the Love You Just Be Cusco because we know we're not using it. Make sure I don't get it all over my cuticle.
He's excited.
And keep the cotton ball swab wet so I don't get a giant mess. Okay. And then that one is Havana Nights. And we can put that side by side for a more direct comparison. Okay. So for that nail, again, you can't really see the difference in person, but I can. I'm going to have to decide, depending on the oranges, how much of a tone shift I want between the colors across each nail. So this side, this really depends. It helps us change what we're doing. So if we do this, then we're keeping things more tonally similar across the oranges. If we do that, then we're jumping from a lighter peach to a darker orange. Let's see what the flowers actually do.
This guy's name is
The bottom one here is more accurate to what the flowers actually do. This one here, the Sally Hansen Freedom of
This
Peach.
guy's got it going on.
Okay, so I'm just covering up the other color so that it's not putting itself into our considerations anymore. Okay, so that's what the orange nail will end up being.
This is a blessed day.
And then the yellows, we have to decide which yellow blends better into that. I already know that I like the Cuccio one better. It's more true to the picture, and it painted more smoothly than the VI Peach color did for this particular design. So that's the first two, and then the pinky, we would just have to decide how we want it to finish. This and this both have pretty dramatic shifts between the parts of the nail. So I think I am going to go for the Kale Polish over the NB because the NB has a more similar undertone. And the Kale Polish, again, is more true to the picture. So let's close the ones we're not using. That means that we're using Zoya Tip Perfector, Cuccio, Mojito, Sally Hansen Freedom of Peach, Essie at the Helm, Kale Polish Havana Nights, and Kale Polish, oh no, that was Havana Nights. This one is Cubana. Okay. Again, let me just cover the other part of it so that I know what color we're actually using. Okay. The jump from this orange to that orange is more stark than the other two nails transitions. A little bit. I wonder if I have a very slightly lighter orange that's in this family. I don't think that I do, otherwise I probably would have picked it. But let's just double check. Let's just double check. Okay. Okay, so that was Essie at the Helm. These are too muted. They don't have enough saturation. These are too peach. Oops. And then no. We could change the peach though, maybe. Except that's the color that the peach is. Darn, I don't have enough oranges. I need that slightly red toned orange, but not as light as these peaches. if I'm going to make it blend better. But to be honest, that is the color that it is on the thing. Do I have a peach that's slightly darker? I could do that. Freedom of Peach. There's the other one.
5 headshots.
Okay, this is the one that we're using right now.
Close.
This one here, Freedom of Peach. CND Spear is a little bit darker, but in the same tone. So is OPI Freedom of Peach. We can try those two. Let's do OPI Freedom of Peach. This one is too pink, I think. So let's try the OPI one and see if that makes it feel less stark of a contrast to me.
Have fun.
Give me a second. I'll be back.
Nice chore list.
Okay.
What this Noble Truth shop?
Here it is.
All these things are so expensive. Thanks. It's
I feel like that transitions better on that nail.
That's the real Final Fantasy experience right there.
You see?
That's the one.
It's less of a jump. I think I'm going to switch that out. We're not using Sally Hansen Freedom of Peach. We're using OPI Freedom of Peach. You're a pretty big cat.
I sure did.
Okay. Give me just a second. We're looking at greens to see what kind of background green.
517 meters. I remember that.
I would want something with a warm undertone, right? Kind of pale.
What a thing to say.
And that won't clash too much with the colors that I have over the top. Which is good because I have lots of greens like that. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Here are our... Now, do we want a shimmer or do we want a cream or something? Right? For the background of this. If we want a shimmer, I'll have to pull out some other stuff because these are creams. Like, oh, PI, this isn't Greenland, right, as a background to this. Could look really good. Or if we wanted even less saturation and a little bit more grayish feeling, you know, we could do like this Camel Queen color. Got a little bit more blue in it, which I don't think is quite right. Or where's the other one that I was thinking of? like Cuccio hair toss, right, is even more of a gray feeling. That's again a little more blue though. Not super blue, but slightly less yellow-green.
Yeah, the brain.
Zoya Island is an option.
Right, yeah.
I think I like the Greenland. This isn't Greenland. A little better. Yeah. Let me go grab it.
Small brain.
Okay. Here's that. Now the question is, again, also, do we need something with a shimmer or something against the background of this? Or do we just want it to be cream? Because these two nails are just going to be plain. Let me see if I can get my light greens that have. Okay, here's the ones that are yellower. Something similar to something very grayed out though, right? Oh, okay, yeah, like this. This different dimension color has a very subtle shimmer to it. No, pardon me. It's called Different Strokes. It's a finger paints color. That's kind of along the same vein. It's a little bit less yellow though. We also have this with flakies called #GirlBoss by Sassy Pants Polish. I don't know if I know where that is. Maybe it's here. Yes. That's a similar tone of green, slightly less yellow. But it's got some flakies in it. And some shimmer. Let's see. What else? Over here. Zoya Lacy has a slightly bluer tone to it. Not a ton of blue. Slightly bluer. I think that's a little bit too fine of a shimmer. I want to be able to see the shimmer slightly. None of these are. This one is a good color. Polish Nagini. It's got gold flakies as opposed to, you can't really see that. It's got gold flakies as opposed to other stuff. I think that might be too much visually contrasting possibly, but we'll try that one too. Let me go grab it. Alright. Going from green to grayer for the base options there. Because I feel like in order for it to feel like my inspiration, it does need a green element. Okay, let me close these. And let's... How do we want to go about testing this? I'm just going to paint the options. I do like that. Onto some of my nails so that we can just do like a little swatch of the colors over the top. The color that I'm wearing right now, the Coney Island Queen, is enough of a nude that it's not going to change the colors that I'm putting over it too much, more than it would over my natural nail plate, you know what I mean? We'll put the polish. Polish on polish, since I'm already wearing a polish on the thumb on this side. I love their crushed gold flaky polishes. They're just so good. Of course, I have to do a second coat of that. You know, it's not gonna. Not gonna just be good on the one. This is dry enough to be able to do a second though. I love this color. Though this is in Greenland. So nice. Okay, cuticle scope. I need you. Okay. And then hashtag girl boss. There's quite a few different colors of flakies in here. Some of them are purplish, some of them are greenish, some of them are bluish. I'm leaning toward the cream at this moment, to be honest. Okay. There's the Nagini one. This is getting kind of desaturated on the camera right now. I'm just gonna do this first, right? So we've got that color beside them. I really like that. We've got that color beside them, which is okay. I think that the flakies would be too distracting. And then that color beside them, which again, I also think that the flakies would be a little bit too distracting. You know what? I'm just going to go for the cream. We're not going to test over the colors over it because I already know that I want the plain nails to be that color. Alright. So, it's time to remove polish. And apply polish and all of those things after. I just ordered a bunch of Vibrant Vinyls top coats. They brought back the Peach Beach scent. Look at all of that shimmer that's left behind it when the base color starts to be taken off. It's chock full. What was I talking about? Oh, they brought back the Peach Beach scent for July for the throwback after party for polish pickup. It's on the Vibrant Vinyls website. That's the first Vibrant Vinyls top coat that I got, and it smells like papaya and mango and peach. Mostly mango and peach, I think, with a papaya, kind of a background note. Very tropical and delightful. And so I was getting some backups of that for myself, and then I got some other scents as well. And there are a couple that I'm really excited to try because they're similar because they're fruity, but then there's also some that are like falling leaves. And it says that it's very true to scent, and I'm hoping that it will nostalgically take me back to my childhood days in Michigan before I moved to California, where the leaves don't fall until December. Polish pickup, normally, it's one website, and there's a flat rate shipping to anyone in the United States, and then they have a different flat rate shipping rate for Canada, and I think international, they have a UK separate site for people in the UK, and I think other international shipping they have to pay extra. But you're in the United States, so that doesn't matter. It's flat rate shipping, $3 for no matter what you order, which is really nice. And it's a theme that a bunch of different independent brands of polish make polish for. They also have the indie pickup going on at the same time on a separate tab on the site for like waxes and like body care products and stuff that are also kind of based around the theme. I need some more cotton balls. And the people who shop the pickup and are part of the polish pickup pack on Facebook, like, you don't have to be part of the polish pickup pack on Facebook, but you can kind of like talk to other people on there about like what theme you're going to vote for. Everybody votes for the theme for the upcoming months, and then the theme, everybody makes things to that theme for that month, and it's only available the first Friday of the month through the following Monday, so one weekend, and they're all like limited edition polishes, so they're only available for that weekend, and they aren't going to be sold on the makers' websites or anything like that. Except that in July they do a throwback month. Last year it was that they could bring back any polish that they wanted, and it was on each maker's individual website. Just like one of the polishes from a previous polish pickup month got to have like a second run. And this year in July for the throwback, they had the shades on the polish pickup website for the regular throwback. It ran just like normal, but then every maker was allowed to bring back a second throwback polish if they wanted to, that was available on, that they could put up for the rest of the month on their website. So for Vibrant Vinyls, the one that they brought back on the polish pickup website was the Enchanted Unicorn scent, which is actually the only one that I have ever gotten from them that I decided I didn't like. I've only gotten 4 scents, so it's not like I have a huge plethora of options to choose from, but it was scented like candy, like cotton candy and stuff, and normally I don't like stuff like that, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a try, and I was right, I didn't like it. But it's just because I don't like sweet candy kinds of scents. Does that answer your question? Yeah, in August, if you go on the Polish Pickup group on Facebook, the Polish Pickup Pack is what it's called, they have every month a spoiler thread of like the makers post pictures of the polishes that are going to be up for sale. And a lot of people do reviews and stuff for them in advance of the sale. And the shop opens for wish lists, so you can look at what's available before it opens for purchasing. So if you go like earlier in the week that it's going to open, you can kind of look through and add things to your wish list of what you're interested in. Sometimes there are limited numbers of certain polishes. They're capped at like whatever the maker is able to make with the components that they have. So once they're sold out, then they're sold out. So it's good to be able, if you know that you're interested in something with a cap, to have it like in your wish list ready to go, so that you can go as soon as the shop opens and order it without having to worry about it selling out before you get to it. It's a really good way to try new indie brands without having to shell out a bunch of shipping. And it's fun. to kind of just see everybody's take on the theme every month. I don't remember what August's theme is going to be. I have to go look. We recently had weather phenomena, and they revisited the works of art, famous works of art theme. That was actually the very first theme ever, couple of years ago. What, 2017, I think? April 2017 or April 2016? I don't remember when the first one was. I think it was 2017. It's a pre-order also, so you don't get the polish immediately after, because all of the makers send their polish to polish pickup and it all gets sent from there to you. That's how they do the flat rate shipping. So when you order, it comes about 3 weeks later, usually, rather than being sent right away, because they have to get it all together and sent together. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Alright, so I have all my polish removed. I already scrubbed my cuticles earlier with a sugar scrub. Some of the side areas are a little bit dryish right now because the acetone, but it'll be fine once I put on cuticle oil later. So let's get an extra clean cotton ball, one more wipe down of everything really well. Actually, you know what, I'm going to use cotton swab so that I don't get as many fuzzies. Just really make sure that everything is de-oiled. Some of these nails are looking a little bit dry and flaky because I pulled some polish off a couple of weeks ago, and I shouldn't have, and so I have a little bit of flaking. That's growing out. Please pardon my sad flaky nail situation. My nails are really thick on average, so a little bit of flaking on the top layer isn't like a deal breaker in strength for me. Heave ho! This base coat doesn't want to open today. Okay. Glisten Glow base coat as per usual. I love this base coat. I love it so much. Okay. And nail number 2. This is the nail that had the break in it that is no longer there because it is grown out and been filed off. I was putting on my pants and I somehow I was holding onto a belt loop and, you know, as you do with woman pants, wiggling a little, and my hand slipped and I bashed it into the wall and my nail broke. Great story. Okay. In your sleep? Oh my goodness. That's not a pleasant surprise to wake up to. Congratulations, good morning, you have a broken nail. Okay, I'm gonna tilt you this way so that you can see my other hand a little more easily. Today is Colette's birthday, and I know she's planning a stream this evening. Ooh, probably right around now. She said she was starting at 6. So after I'm done, I will get to host her and tell her happy birthday. I think she said she was running a little late, actually, though. But I'm not going to be done, like, super, super soon anyway. So it's not like I have to worry about that. There's a fly. How did you get in here, little dude? Actually, you know what? I know how he probably got in here. The screen in our bedroom door has a... not bedroom door, bedroom window. Has a hole in it because my baby cat tried to climb it once and poked a hole in it, and we had the glass part of the window open so that the screen was. The only thing stopping bugs from coming in, and apparently that hole allowed in this pesky little fella. Can't see the big cat anymore. She drooped her head all down like a weeping willow. What are you doing, big cat, huh? Sorry, I don't think that was very much in frame. I apologize. Okay. Again, making sure we're going around and cleaning off any that got on our skin so that we have a nice base coat free cuticle area. Okay, so we're putting, this isn't Greenland, on all of our nails first. We're putting top coat on, and then we're going to wait a little bit so that the top coat will not stick to our vinyls, and then we are going to use vinyls, I think, for the lines, just to make them nice and crisp. Oh, I actually don't know if this is on camera. I don't think that the angle is a little, barely, almost. I love this color. The Scotland collection from OPI was just getting talked about recently. It's on polishpick.com, which is not the same as polishpickup.com. Most of the colors are a little weird. Well, no, they're not weird. That's not the right adjective. They're not up my alley. A lot of the colors are just dark. There's quite a few colors that are so dark that they're almost black, kind of a situation, which I know some people love. I am not one of those people. I am interested in the dark green because I think it will work well in my, like you were talking about, Lexi, earlier. I have an idea for an ombre across multiple nails using greens. There was a fuzzy that I had to make mind its business. Using olive polish from dark, almost black, all the way up through almost white, which I guess wouldn't technically be called an olive anymore, but it's in the same, like, ombre of color, if you know what I mean. I have been working on getting the right blend of colors for that for a long time. That was like one of my first ideas for nail art ever that I wanted to do. And it's been, what, 3 years, and I still don't have the right stuff. It's the lightest color that throws me off. All of the light greens that I have are very slightly too blue toned to go with the other colors that I have in ombre, and I'm always on the lookout. So if you see a super pale color that looks like an olive green that's just been like super diluted with a bunch of white, please let me know and I'll see if I can try it out, see if it'll finish my ombre design. Uh-oh, I banged into my cuticle. We're gonna have to go back and do something about that. Oh boy, that was really rough capping the tip there. Okay. You're funny. Thank you. Yeah, everything that's light tends to want to be minty, right? It's like there are so many colors that are like, ooh, that would be perfect. And then when I actually bring it into direct comparison, it's slightly too blue. So I have a little bit of an over preponderance of that color category. I love the formula on this color too. It is so good. I know a lot of people say that they prefer slightly thicker formulas. Like a lot of people that I hear talking about, like who do swatches and stuff. Like Jess from Just Face 90 says that she prefers a slightly thicker formula. And a couple of other people too. I like a slightly thinner formula. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for checking. You know, if you ever see one out in the wide world, give me a shout. Like the OPI cream formula, like this one and Parlez-Vous OPI, they're slightly thinner, but they don't run, and I really like them. I just really do. They're so glidey and nice. But because they don't run, they're easier to do a very slightly thicker coat if you feel like it. Sorry, I'm not in frame. I need to move the camera. The Lion King movie that's coming out, I am very skeptical for, but my mom and I are going to go see it next Sunday. The Lion King is my favorite Disney movie. And so I am both nervous and, you know, I feel like I kind of have to see it. I don't know about how it'll be though. I haven't seen a whole lot of the newer redos of the old classics. I saw the Jungle Book one because it was on Netflix. But I haven't seen the Cinderella one, and I haven't seen the Beauty and the Beast one, and I haven't seen the they did one that I guess it wasn't really a remake because it was more like a continuation of the story or something. Hi, Cyberlex. No, she's a cat, but her head is a little bit too far down there. Now you can see her ears.
This is crazy looking.
Normally, she's not quite as droopy as this. I don't know what she's doing today. Normally, she's got her cute little face up where everybody can see. There she is. Oh, the pretty one. Yeah, her name is Ember. She's a good big cat. Right.
And yet it looks at home. It really is.
Gosh. Some days painting with my offhand is easy, and some days it's a little bit of a struggle. Today it is a little bit of a struggle, which is one of the reasons I'm glad that I decided that we're using nail vinyls for the lines, because I think it will be a little easier. I have another cat named Char, and she was up on the cat tree over in the other side of the room earlier, but she's not there anymore. We are doing kind of a color ombre, not across all of the nails, but using the colors in, let me get it up. I have to scroll. Scroll. There it is. We're using this photo kind of as an inspiration for the colors. White to yellow to peach to orange to red to like a darker red. Using this as a base color, and then the colors that we're using are Zoya, the Naked Manicure Tip Perfector, Cuccio, Mojito, which is not quite as bright as yellow as that. It's more like this color at the top. OPI Freedom of Peach. At the Helm, which is an Essie. And then 2 Kale polishes, Cubana and Havana Nights. And we're going to do kind of, on these 3 nails, we're going to do 2 lines. One that goes all the way to the end of the nail and one that's a little shorter, and then the same thing here so that they kind of stair step down as they go. That's the idea anyway. And I think it'll look great. That's why I'm doing it. But obviously, I'm not done yet.
Why are you doing it? Yeah. Less efficient than Kate.
Okay. There's a hair there that I need to grab really quick.
Fate drawing.
Cat hairs abound. And sometimes cotton fuzzies too. Okay, just getting the excess polish out from around the edge so that our cleanup later is easier. And then we're going to go back in for our second coat. That's dry enough, right, that we can go back in and do our second coat of OPI. This isn't Greenland, which is our base color. this is opaque in the 2 coats, so I'm trying to get my cuticle lines and stuff as smooth and nice as I can, again, to make cleanup easier if possible. And right as I'm saying that, my hand wobbled and I banged into my cuticle. GG.
He's dead. Fun and dead.
Again, preventing it from drying while touching will help clean up.
I hate all these frames where they just have like some random thing like in the foreground.
Okay.
Like this like Wi-Fi one just has this, like,
You know what?
climbing tool.
Thin coats do dry more quickly, but the absolute game changer of game changers is quick dry top coat. Do you use quick dry top coat? Because as soon as I found out about that, my everything in life became much, much easier. There's a bunch of different brands. Everybody has their favorites. My favorites are the Glisten Glow top coat, which used to be called HK Girl, but it's different. 100% faster. Like, I can put my nail polish on and then put my top coat on, and less than 5 minutes later, like, you can bang into it lightly and it won't. Like, it can still dent a little bit, but then you just kind of rub it and it smooths it out. And within 15 minutes, you're like solid and good, and you don't have to worry about anything at all. But they protect from, the top layer finishes drying, the quick dry top coat does, and it protects everything underneath. You don't get sheet marks, you don't get anything. Yeah, the Glisten Glow top coat is one of my favorites, and then the Vibrant Vinyls Fast and Hard top coat is my other favorite. It's a little bit thinner, so it's not quite as good over like a glitter polish, but they have scents, so you can get like scented top coat. And they have such a giant long list of options of scents. I just made an order, and I wanted to try some other scents. I spent like 2 hours reading through and deciding what scents I wanted to try because I was being overkill. Seche Vite is a popular quick dry top coat that a lot of people like, that can be found in drugstores and stuff. Some people, it shrinks slightly, like the top coat as it dries will kind of pull away from the edges slightly, and it does that for me. My friend Colette does not have that problem with Seche Vite, and she loves Seche Vite and uses it all the time. Without any trouble. So if you want to try quick dry top coat, I would recommend trying Seche Vite first, because it's the easiest to get a hold of. And if it doesn't shrink on you, then you've got an easy go-to. Okay. I'm going to wait for just a second before I start using that hand to apply on my other hand. Super Cheek. Okay, you know what? The Super Cheek Lacquer Liquid Marble Top Coat, yes, is also a very highly revered quick dry top coat. I personally find that it's not quite as quick drying, and I also found that it smeared slightly more than some other top coats, the other ones that I like a little better. It works well. It's good.
Yeah, Omega's terrible.
It's not at the top of my list, but it is good.
Omega is a meaningless nostalgia fest that literally exists within a vacuum. It's actually terrible. I assume so, unless it follows that trend. I doubt it. Can't imagine them doing that again.
I should have just left that alone. I was like, I'm going to go back and try to smooth out that little fuzzy. No. Now you ran into the cuticle.
Yeah.
Cleanup also,
They're
you know,
and they're like,
makes your life a lot easier.
everyone's here. And the camera pans out and there's two
Yeah,
guys
it
behind
is.
the wall,
And
you
you
know?
can add nail polish thinner to top coats. Like the Glisten Glow top coat very specifically in its description tells you, hey, if your top coat starts to get a little bit thick after you've been using it for a while, totally feel free to add some thinner to it, just like a regular polish. Like, it doesn't get as goopy as Seche Vite does as the polish goes down, not by a long shot. But I do find that once the bottle's about 2/3 gone, it does start to get a little thicker, and it makes it easier for bubbles to be trapped in the top coat when you're brushing it on the nail. So I do add thinner. The Vibrant Vinyls top coat, I have not found that I've needed to add thinner. I have some bottles that are like, you know, do you see how much is left in here? I have not added thinner to this, and it's been usable to that point. That partly is because it starts out a little thinner, so as it thickens, the consistency stays within a usable range. So that's one of the other reasons that I like it. Also, another wonder of quick dry top coat is that it smooths out crap like this, where I banged into my nail and I had to put a little bit of more color over it to fill in the gap. Once I top coat that, it will look completely smooth and flawless, and you'll never be able to tell that I dinged it. Oh, I was gonna... This particular cuticle tries to encroach on my nail on this side a little bit more than I want it to. So before I polish, I like to pull it back slightly so I'm not as likely to bang into it. Okay. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Did you hear her? She beeped. Someone was asking, I don't remember who it was asking what I mean when I say that my cat beeped. That's what I mean. She gave a very short meow that sounded like a beep. Alright, friggin' there. Okay. And then the pinky. Too much polish on the brush. Okay. Sorry, that was slightly off to the side. She's gorgeous. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that, Cyberlex. I would just call you Lex, but we already have Lexi in here, and that would just be confusing. So that's base color done. We're going to do some cleanup around the edge with a little brush and some acetone. Ooh, sorry, that was a very squeaky bottle. And then we're going to do top coat, and then we're going to wait a little bit so that we can get our vinyls without totally pulling up the base color. There's a little something there. Yeah. There we go. I like to turn my thumbs. I think I've explained this before. When I'm doing cleanup and things, so that I get a handle on the shape that my nail is showing other people when I'm like handing them things, because nails from different angles look different. And if I'm just looking at this perspective, that's not a complete understanding of the whole nail. This cleanup brush is getting kind of janky. I trimmed off some of the bristles that were like wobbly off to the sides, but there are still some that are a little wiggly. So I have to be careful not to gouge them into the polish as I'm going around the edge. Okay. And I tend to turn my hand also when I'm doing cleanup because it's easier to reach the other side of the nail, right? I'm holding the brush in this hand if I do this side, and then I turn it, and then I do that side, right? This brush is able to reach a little bit easier. Okay. Cleanup done. Let's do cleanup on the other hand, and then we'll top coat. Actually, you know what? To make this one dry a little faster first, I'm going to top coat this, and then we'll do cleanup on the other hand so that we give it another couple of minutes to dry. Let's use Mmmbop. Vibrant Vinyls. Mmmbop. I tend to be very generous with my top coat and then go around and clean up again, just so that everything gets sealed in. Aww, what's your kitty's name? She's sleeping all silly. You want to clean up in the cuticle area before the top coat dries so that it doesn't, I don't know, it just is easier to clean up without messing up the clean edge of the color underneath. If you take the extra out first. Oh, that's cute. It's been a while since I've watched Alice in Wonderland. They made a live action of that too, didn't they, huh? And then a sequel. I have seen that one. The first one. I haven't seen the sequel. I accidentally bumped the edge of that under. There we go. The nail. I could have messed it up, but I didn't. Putting on a base or a top coat between your base color and your design is also helpful because you're able to take off the design color if you do it very carefully in some cases without having to start completely all over by putting a new base color and everything. Okay. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the live action, quote unquote, or newer Disney movies that are remakes that are like highly realistic CG, like the Jungle Book one and the Lion King one that are coming out. A lot of those, I don't know. I was talking with my mom about this actually because we're gonna go see the Lion King one next week when it comes out, and I am nervous about it. I love the Lion King. The original Disney movie is great, and I'm nervous about the new one. I feel like they're doing a lot of them, not just as like a money grab, but as a copyright extension for a lot of their intellectual properties. You know, nail strength. I have pretty strong nails naturally. That's never been a problem for me, but keeping polish on your nails adds additional layers of strength to it, even if it's just a clear coat. And there are some nail hardening products that can strengthen so they don't bend as easily. You want to be careful with that though, because if you use too much of that and they get too hard, then they aren't flexible at all and they can break more easily because when they get hit, they break instead of bending. So it depends on what the weakness is. If they tear a lot, catching any little rips in the nail. Oh, I need to clean this up before I can top coat it. Catching any little rips like in the side of the nail and filing them off before they can rip. I have a tendency on my ring nails here to get a little rip if I don't keep this edge smooth while it's growing out.
There's champing.
Yeah. Or it's just like bendy.
Before you do it, you should like do what I do. You just like shoot him in the foot once or twice, and then stop, and then crouch next to him, look him in the eye. Yeah, you just really just keep them on edge. You know? Like, when's he gonna kill him? And then just walk.
Okay, so you just saw me apply top coat, right? Do you see? Do you see how nice?
Yeah, but it'll make them hate this game.
I can't like take a metal tool and like dig into it because that would ruin it still. But like if I banged it against something, it wouldn't be ruinable. Oh, there's a fuzzy there. I thought it was a dark mark on the nail polish, like a pen mark or something, but it was just a fuzzy. Yeah, I would go for a nail strengthener. They have like a bunch of different brands have them. Though one of the popular ones that people use a lot is Nail Envy, which is an OPI product. Nail Teaks Formula 2. I haven't ever tried any of those because I haven't had this problem. So I'm not necessarily recommending them. I've heard a lot of people talking about them and saying that they liked them. You can also reinforce your nails with silk wrap or like a layer of clear gel polish before. If you have gel polish, you have to have a lamp and all of that kind of stuff. But they also have like at Sally Beauty, they have a kind of a gel that has a spray to cure it that you can just do a layer of that over your nail to like act as like a reinforcement. To keep them stronger. Like I said, regular polish also adds some strength. There's a little dry bit of skin there that I don't want to stick into my polish. Please go away. There we go. I got it.
Shrieking Wizard 99. Wait to re-download this. That's a thing.
I banged into the color here. It didn't make it completely see-through, but there is a little bit of.
Come take whatever you want.
I need to put a little patch of color there before I put my top coat on. Big Cat, you are just so silly. What are you doing? You just look like a lump. Okay. Again, this particular cuticle on this side tends to want to come up along my nail a little bit, so I have to be careful that I'm not just following that curve when I'm creating the curve in the polish line at the edge.
What?
Otherwise, the whole nail will look a little weird as the polish grows out through the week.
I'll do it like Harry. Pick up the disruptors and throw them over the edge. Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
One logo.
Ring nail. There was a little fuzzy there on that edge, but I think it'll smooth out with top coat.
Pretty hard with that Destiny internet.
Okay, and the pinky.
That is literally how it works, depending on what part of your connection is bad.
Okay. Okay, so then, oops.
Understanding that the learning curve of the bezel now is
make sure that's completely. All right.
Kind of sad where if you're not good at them, they're not very fun.
Top coat for this hand.
If you're good at them, they're pretty amazing.
This Mmmbop scent smells like apples. Green
Ellie plays like
apples.
Dark Souls, and that's kind of the same design philosophy.
It was a polish pickup scent though, so they don't sell it on their website. They have a bunch of other apple scents, but none that are just green apple.
Yeah.
Except for this one. I did order the apple orchard scent though to try. It's supposed to be a blend of a bunch of different kinds of apples. Sorry, there was a little bubble there. Oops, sorry. I banged into the camera with my glasses. There was a bubble in the top coat there, and I was going over it to make sure that it was smoothed out. And again, we want to make sure we're going around the edge pretty quickly after the top coat's applied, so that we're getting any that's connecting the nail to the skin removed, so that it won't make cleanup tricky. Okay, that was a little off camera. Sorry.
Are you going up there? You're gonna die. Missed out on this. And this. That was worth a drop. Come on, with you. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I need to headshot them 5 times with this MG. So you're, yeah.
There's just a little bit right there that didn't get the top coat on it. Big cat, you're so silly.
It's true. I mean, it's free to play and it's a reasonable file size. You might as well try it. Yeah. If you hate it, then it's like, oh, all I lost was time. Yeah. Oh, I want it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that. I never would have known that I wanted to put 300 hours in a PUBG if I didn't try it. Here we go.
Sorry, I'm focusing. This snail always wants to give me a little bit of grief. So I have to be careful with it.
We made it.
Sorry, I think I'm not on camera. I apologize. About once a week. My base and top coat, I use the Glisten Glow base coat as well. And my polish used to just, before I started using that base coat, it used to just peel off in one sheet, basically, as soon as I took a shower when I was using other base coats. And then I started using Orly Bonder, which is also a sticky base coat, and that worked pretty well, but I would only get about 5 days out of it. And this base coat, the Glisten Glow base coat, does really well. It works well with my body chemistry, and my nail polish stays on all week. No problem. At which point, my nails grow actually pretty quickly, and I don't really want to leave my polish on longer than that because the gap at the cuticle is more than I can really stand at that point.
Adventure time.
There's a picture somewhere on, I don't think it's on my Instagram, on my Reddit. There's a Reddit Lacqueristas subreddit that I've been a part of for several years, and now actually I'm one of the mods there. And a couple of years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was not able to remove my polish for one reason or another. And so I had to keep the same design on for 2 weeks, and the picture of like the gap at the cuticle is, I took a picture to compare. It was absolutely hilarious how much they had grown and how frustratingly ugly I found them with the gap.
Well, please gas boy.
I'm making sure that I'm not creating a wrinkle there. When I went around and cleaned up like that, the edge right here got pushed a little, so I'm making sure it's staying smooth, which it is. Okay, these are going to be ready for vinyls as soon as I'm done top coating this hand.
Okay, I have resin.
But I need to get my vinyls out.
You gotta go ahead. You gotta go here. Go to the video. Back where we came.
Okay.
Quickly.
We're going to add more top coat after we do our design to these 3 nails. These are done. After cleanup.
Yeah,
they will be done.
Look
at her little nose. Hey, you. What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. If you stay behind the circle.
She's so cute from my angle here. Oh, you can't. There she is. See her little nose? Oh, she's so precious.
This game is bad.
She's so cute.
We did it.
Let me take a peek. Lexi.
What do you mean? We won.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Understand.
Yes. That's right. Thank you for finding that. She's so cute. Oh no, I was looking at things and I didn't remove my top coat from my cuticles. That's okay. It's still wet enough. It's not going to ruin it. I just have to be careful not to push anything. There, and the rest will come off with cleanup. Cool. Yeah, I know. I know. My nails grow really fast. I don't know. In the course of a month, they'll go from this length to about there, and then I'll file them down twice in the course of a month. Okay. I need to find my vinyls, which are Cyberlex. You actually don't know this. My polish area is not in its most organized state at this moment because I had to take a bunch of my polish shelves down due to insecure.
Whoa.
I was using command strips to adhere them to the side of my bookcase here, and I don't think that the surface of the bookcase was the right kind of surface, and one of them gave way, and none of the polishes broke, thankfully, but I had to take them all down and am reorganizing everything, and the backs of those shelves don't have backs, So I have a couple of bags of polish just down here in the way, and all of my other stuff that was on my shelves got moved. Let me take you up here because I gotta lean forward and get my vinyls out of one of these boxes down here. Yeah. No, all of my other polish shelves are still up. And I actually had put them up again before the earthquakes happened. I'm far enough away that we just got a very mild shake.
What's there? 1,100 meters.
Okay, so here's my little box of stuff. All of my nail vinyls are in here and in here. The stripey ones are in here though, and that's what we're going for. I am being careful not to just like gouge my nails into everything right now, because I'm, you know, this hand especially, the one I just did, is still wet. So we have these ones, which are thin and evenly spaced. I'm leaning toward using those. These are wiggly. These are striping tape. You probably can't really see the design very well. These are like little waves. Yeah, we've had some vibration and some rattling, but nothing too severe. Those are the same kind. If I use these stripes, I'd have to space them myself, and I kind of don't want to. I think we're going to use these ones. But obviously we don't need a whole vinyl for each sheet. So I'm going to get my little scissors. Very carefully put my fingers through. And we already know that we're going to do 2 stripes per nail. So this little hole is where the stripe is going to come out. Right? So that's 1, 2, and we're going to sacrifice the third one.
Thanks, sir.
And then the other one can be for the other nail. So how many nails are we doing? 6, right? So that's 4 and 6. Okay, let's put all of the rest of this away. Oh, come on, get out of there. There we go. Okay, so now we have our little vinyl.
We got a very specific path right now.
We're going to center the strip of orange between the stripes, right? And then we're going to try to keep the stripes evenly widthed, like so. Obviously, that's not perfect, and I think I was a little bit too low for you anyway. So let's come up here. Sorry if I'm making anybody seasick. Okay, so I'm going to use this because I don't want to push with my other nails. Look at her little nose poking through the hole there. We're going to push these down into these little areas here. I'm going to make sure that I have enough slack to do that. Because we want this to be even. I think we're just going to do one nail at a time because I don't want to deal with extra vinyls like flying all over the place. And so let's go in with our white. We are going to have to do a couple of coats of that, so 3 probably actually to get it really opaque. And the yellow. And we are gonna do a couple of, maybe we'll use the little brush, that might be faster. Where did I put it?
Yeah. Should stay at
Eh. Put all of these other stripey things away. Out of my lap anyway. Okay. Little brush. I totally don't know where I put it. Oh well. We just won't bother. We'll add. We can touch up again after the vinyl is gone, of course, too.
This?
Like there on the end.
This one's here, dude. Let's see.
We gotta let that dry a little bit.
Yeah, here.
I am gonna use a little brush. I don't think I'm gonna be able to use the same little brush that I was using. I'll just use one of my berry wine ones.
I still
I'll get a little bit of a thicker application
I
here.
bet he doesn't even play TFT. He probably plays the real thing.
Alright.
Can you imagine? Imagine getting on League in 2019 to play League. We'll use it.
Okay. So we're going to peel this off very carefully.
Oh, yeah, the woman that's from the Disney movie.
That's not the cleanest. And I forgot that I was only going to go part way with the second stripe. I suck.
Oh.
So we have to take some of that off. Can't believe I did that. I forgot. I mean, we don't have to do the whole staggered thing.
No,
but, you know, I was planning on it. So let's get that fixed. Okay, we have to decide how high we want it to go. Like 2/3 as long, right? Sounds good to me. So let's take off. This is why we put top coat down. Not just to make it so that the vinyl doesn't take off the base color, but also so that we can do this. And remove color without ruining the base color. Yay! Okay, let's use my little brush and clean up some of these edges.
Got him.
Like down here, it didn't get fully thick, and up here, the edge is a little bit uneven.
Okay. Wait your game. No more.
I think I am going to have to do a little bit of cleanup with the acetone on the edge of this one too. On that edge.
What's that? What? I thought you were shooting at me. Oh, oh, oh.
Okay, and we're gonna go across here.
Circle, boys. Don't die to it, it's embarrassing.
That's fine for the white stripe. Let's make sure that the yellow stripe is... Oh no! I had a hair on my brush and I just deposited the hair onto the top coat with acetone, which means that the top coat softened enough to receive it into itself, which is no bueno. So I'm gonna see if I can get it off. Ha! Success. That was a little bit nerve-wracking for me. I am gonna actually file this edge of this nail really quick. This is not completely symmetrical. And the shape is bothering me. I'm going to be wrapping the tip on that side when I top coat everything at the end. So we will be okay. But I think I am going to go in with just a little bit of the Greenland color there. Just to make sure that the color is going all the way. And I'm going to do a little daub right there too. And those won't, because there's top coat in between, I actually am going to blend the edge of that Greenland area because it won't just melt together like it would if there was no top coat in between. But if I soften the edge, we will be okay. Okay, let's do a little bit more touch up with the yellow. That's not as tip pointed as I would like, so I'm just rolling it on my mat over here to sharpen it up so that I can get down in this little detail area.
Here. There's another spot. We gotta run. Steady state roll. Oh boy. Well, let's do smoke. Yeah, go up. Go top.
I'm trying to square off the end of this.
Everyone's bothering us.
Make sure that it's got a nice intentional looking end.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. I think that looks pretty intentional, don't you? Hey, Colette!
Star.
Yay! I'm glad that I am your dinner time entertainment. Happy birthday! I was just telling Lexi earlier that after you get on, when I'm done, I'm gonna host you and say happy birthday, but I get to say it early.
Okay.
What are you eating? Okay, vinyl number 2. Where are you? And this time we're not going to forget that we're only doing a half stripe or a partial stripe on the second stripe. Oh yeah. What flavor of wings though is a key component of that.
Tell these guys. Here.
Vertical stripes are difficult
Almost dead.
because they want to get fatter in the middle of your nail and skinnier toward the top and bottom. At least in my personal experience.
Robot.
Okay, so next color is this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Lovely, lovely, delicious choices.
Inside.
I am gonna have to thicken that up a little bit.
Wait, where?
But we'll be okay. And don't forget that this is only a partial stripe.
Alright, let's go.
2/3 down the nail. That's it. No further. This
Yep.
color is lovely in just the single pass. I think. Obviously, we're going to touch them up after the vinyl is removed as well, because I'm a picky monster. I am going to do a little bit extra there just in case. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, look at that. I had some bleeding, but that's why we have base color down underneath. See the stair-step thing happening? Okay.
I have enough shots for 2 spots.
Okay, let's make sure we're not letting that dry on there. Okay. This is a nail. I'm going to have to take a picture this way.
Hey,
Right. There are some designs that look better from a certain angle as opposed to another angle. Like, this looks fine, but, like, you don't get the stair-step effect until you turn your hand. All right, let's go over and make sure we got clean edges. We were debating between Sally Hansen Freedom of Peach and OPI Freedom of Peach for this color. And the OPI one is just a little darker and it worked just a little better.
There he is.
But they both had the same name.
Just drop it.
And there was another peach, other color in there too that was in the discussion. This white has a little wiggle on this first nail. I'm sorry. This white has a little wiggle right here that needs to be addressed.
He does.
It is not as straight as I wanted it to be.
It's 3 people.
There. Now it doesn't have a wiggle. Well, I know, right? It's like, come on, dude. Try harder. Okay, and we're just going to square up the end of this just a touch more.
Just listen for that.
And make sure that the little wobble there at the bottom is not continuing
Is there any guns in that box?
to be. Alright. Nail 2 done.
Boy.
Good.
Oh boy. I don't know about having that on the ground. No, there's no gun.
And then vinyl number 3. Alright, we got 2 of them out. That's all we need. Make sure the tip's actually pressed down so we don't get bleeding again. Okay, and then this one is Havana, however you want to say it, from Kale Polish. This is a really fat brush, so I'm actually going to turn it and do it this way so that I don't accidentally run into my little neighbor square. And then this one is Havana Nights. Sorry, Cubana, and this one's Havana Nights. I keep mixing those names up. Okay, and again, remember, this is only going 2/3 of the way down the nail. So don't get carried away. Okay, that's actually solid on the one little bit. Let's make sure we don't have any. Okay, and then we're going to go this way. Whee! And again, we're going to have to clean up a little bit, but looking good, looking good. I did on the first nail. I just did them both friggin' complete lines, and then I took off the vinyl and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to use a little brush though to sharpen up that edge. Actually, you know what? I think I need to, yeah, okay. This side can be thinned a little. And then the other side needs to be thickened a little. It narrows right there, and it shouldn't. Okay, good. And then we're going to square up that corner. I'm a little nervous about doing the touch-ups like this on the other hand, because I'm slightly wobblier today than sometimes, but we'll see. That looks all right. Okay, and then...
Dude, it's both of us.
There.
How can we win?
Cuticle. I am going to use my regular brush for that. There, that's better. And then the other red. Cubana.
You know what?
Sorry, I banged into the camera stand. I don't know if that made you wiggle or not, but if it did, sorry.
I'll be amazed if anyone's here.
All the way down to the end. All right. This edge down here didn't quite make it to the cuticle. Okay, that looks good. Once I clean up the little bit that went over the cuticle edge. Right there.
I mean, at least know it's here, right?
Okay. That is very slightly not straight on the pinky. They're flaring away from each other just a little bit. But I am not going to fight it. I can't fix that without redoing the whole thing, and it's not worth it. So we're just going to accept what is.
We've done like one fight.
And then we're going to go and add top coat to these nails again. We're going to use the same top coat. Vibrant Vinyls Mmmbop. I'm glad we picked the green for the base. It definitely reflects the mood of the inspiration picture. Let me show you the inspiration picture, Colette. You weren't here. The gradient is being inspired by this little plant.
Sneaky Squid 5. Finished wheelchair dog.
Obviously, I'm not going for the floral element, which normally I would, but I wanted something different.
I need like approximately 1 million or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's so cute, the big cat. She's just a big flop.
I might change my mind, seeing as I'd like to have bullets from more than one game.
Okay. And second nail a top coat.
Dips.
I was watching that video that I think it was Anne posted about the Bob Ross paintings. I did not know that he painted 3 paintings for each
Yeah, we're both good.
show. Why? Why did he paint 3 paintings for each show?
Not sneaky squid.
They didn't ever say that. They didn't say why.
I'm going back to. Ooh. The portal. When you take it, you can see how laggy the server is. Oof. I'm doing that again. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to do cleanup again at the end.
So fucking good. I hope so. Remember TTV. Remember that guy? Easily. Oh. So yes, the bird.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go back and do cleanup after we do our second hand. There's a little bit of a raised sort of a feeling.
Yeah.
Just on this nail. These ones haven't dried quite as much. I am going to put a second real quick on this first nail.
There's people.
I think just because I had to do more coats of the white and the yellow because this particular white is more like an off-white, right? And it's a little more sheer. And the yellow I had to do more coats. So I'm going to do another coat really quick just so that it levels more like the other 2 nails. I really like this. I'm getting happy vibes. It definitely would bug me if I didn't. The debate was, should I do it now or should I come back and do it later? And the answer is, do it now. Alright, so hand number 1 done, aside from top coat cleanup. Yay, now we have to do the vinyls on hand number 2 after we take a break to pet this lovely, lovely girl. I'm going to move this camera again because I want you guys to see
Alright, keep them inside.
the angle
We
that
need to build
I'm
a
getting.
fence around them. I wish we were lots of.
Look at that. Look at her little
Here we
tucky
go.
foot under her chin. Look at her little dangly foot on my Q-tips.
Dude.
Look at the fluffy tummy and the little back foot. Oh, she's so cute.
Alright, I understand.
What a sweet, sweet girl. I love my cat. Okay. Let's make sure that these are dry enough. And yes, they are.
See,
So
look,
then
there's the
let's
Real
go
Scout.
in with our vinyls.
Yeah, the Real Scout, the sculptors, the scope and everything. Seeing all that on his dead body and thinking about how we killed him makes me very sad.
Ah, so close. Oh, almost again.
Okay, since you ruined it, I need to kill someone.
There it goes. Voila. Okay, so same thing. We're going to start with white and yellow. Move our way down. We only need 2 of the stripes. So we're going to put the center bit right down the middle of the nail. It's kind of hard to see sometimes. I think that's good.
Oh. It sucks.
Let's make sure we're actually giving ourselves enough slack to get that all the way up to the cuticle and not letting the middle part of the stripe get too fat. Because of the curve of the nail, it tends to want to like belly out.
Here?
That's crooked. Try again. Okay. Okay, all the way. That's a little bit straighter. Okay. Oh. White. So the white is the whole stripe. We're going to go in with a little brush for that. Obviously, that's not enough opacity. But for the yellow, we're only going to go 2/3 of the way this time. Oh, my neck. My foot wants to stretch too, but I don't want to ruin everything.
Come on, let's go. Gotta catch him.
Oh, I am going to try to stretch my leg out. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, just keep going.
Maybe I can. He's so cute. When I first was setting up for stream, I had my laptop on her pillow next to the tray that I keep it in. And she jumped up and she saw that something was on her pillow and she looked at me and she went, "Pet?" Like, how dare you put something on my pillow?
2 down.
I am going to go in with my little brush and do one more layer of that.
Ow.
It's a lot of yellow polish, so I'm going to try to take some off the nail without going over the edge of the vinyl. Okay, little brush. And the white. I watched season 3 of Stranger Things last weekend, and I have the theme song from Neverending Story stuck in my head, even though I've never seen Neverending Story, because one of the characters sings it at one point. Da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I don't even know the words. I just have the tune. Okay,
That poor man.
let's remove the vinyl.
He just came into his house.
Please come off cleanly. Ready, set, go. Whee!
He's just taking a nap.
Oh no, don't land on my chair. Stay up here where I put you. Okay. I did have some bleeding on that side, but that's okay. We can clean that up. Looking pretty okay. Looking pretty okay. We need to thicken the other side of the yellow as well. I think this is a little bit too long, though, for the yellow. To keep it consistent with the other side. I'm gonna have to go in with some base color there. Oops. I need to get my emotes going. I'm gonna use the little portraits that Praise did of Ember and Char, I think, as my emotes for, I don't know, I think I only get 2. Do I get, I don't know. I have to look. I haven't even looked. Make sure we're not embedding hairs again.
Friends.
I'm just softening the edges of these green areas so that they blend better over the top coat. Alright, let's do the white touch-ups while we wait for that side to dry.
At top. Gamerman 420. There he is. That's it. That's him, dude.
We're gonna be a little thicker on this side. Oh, good.
Hunt or loot? Put that there.
Okay. Oh, did your mom make you her peach pie, Colette?
So anyone using a barrel? Not really up to long. Dude, this is really good. How many good ones?
And did you try the golden Oreo crust, or did you stick with graham cracker?
This is a blessed
That's
day.
too much. I need to twirl to get a pointier tip. And get this squared. I'm gonna have to clean up that inside edge a little.
Definitely changed. I'm feeling it right now. Just like one of my Chinese cartoons.
I am, how are you, by the way, FLS? Hi. Doing.
Aren't they? Maybe, I don't know. I need someone to tell me.
Let me find the picture. Here it is. Something based on this picture, the gradient in this picture. And we're doing this. This hand is done. The thumb and the index finger are just plain green, and then going from the white to the yellow to the peachy to the orange to the red to the dark red. And so we are working on this hand.
Good luck.
I'm glad you like it.
Well, that's a good strategy.
I made this yellow a little bit too fat in the middle of the line. So we're doing some touch-up, sort of acetone removal of the yellow, and then some green with the background color to kind of help smooth it out. I think I am going to just go in with green there, because we already have green on that particular area.
He's hungry. Coming, but you know, walk. You're very far.
And I'm going to do a little bit of blending on the edge of that green, just so that it blends with the base color that's already there, because there's top coat in between. And if I don't do a little bit of acetone on the edge of a thing like that, I can see the layer of clear in between, and it kind of bothers me. So I'm just
they're fighting each other.
Softening this edge
Yeah.
with a little bit of acetone.
Oh God.
Because we are going to be going over everything with top coat at the end. Anyway. Okay, that looks pretty good.
Hello? Oh,
the length of the yellow looks pretty even to me.
I don't really know what's going on.
Did you hear my question, Colette? About the peach pie? Did you get your peach pie?
Yep. Good sense.
Okay. Second nail.
There's a guy there.
No, that's fine. Not yet. Are you going to?
Punish him.
Like after stream this evening? Or is it like a tomorrow or later this week kind of a situation?
Oh, they're fighting each other again.
Getting my vinyl. Oh, she waking up. Hey, little girl. What are you doing?
Just let them fight each other. Get out.
She's stretching and claiming my laptop as her own. Look at this cat. Look at her. She's so pretty. Yes, you.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Excellent. Oh, yeah. No, that's understandable. She wants to make sure that she has the best peaches, so it comes when the best peaches are available, right? I got that. Ooh, yum.
Go here. Go south.
There was one year that James and I went and got donuts for my birthday. Normally, in my family, we would do cheesecake instead of like a traditional birthday cake. And sometimes pie. Because pie is just better than cake. And, you know, cheesecake is a kind of pie. Just
You should have
like
seasonal grapple distance, so
Boston
you have
cream
grapple
pie is a kind
distance
of
on your
cake.
card, and then season 1 and then season 2.
Why is that? I don't know.
It's okay, we're gonna run.
Okay. Gotta make sure I'm nice and straight as I can be. Okay. So this color goes all the way down. OPI, Freedom of Peach. That Washington, D.C. collection in 2016 was the first collection that I
Go the wrong way.
actually, like,
Alright.
you know, knew was a collection and all of that. The spring collection of that year from OPI, I was aware of some of the colors from it because I saw them when I was in the store. And I liked some of them. But, like, I don't know. I guess I found out about them and then I went and looked them up. And then the fall collection that year was the first one that I, like, knew it was coming before I saw swatches of it and was, like, anticipating the swatches of it. Yeah. And it had a lot of really good shades. Susie, the First Lady of Nails, and this one, the Freedom of Peach one, and Never a Dullest Moment, and one of my favorite browns was an Ulta exclusive from that collection called Inside the Isabel Way. And there was like CIA equals color is awesome and Stay Off the Lawn that I also got. It was a good collection. A lot of good colors.
Oh boy. We're here.
Oh, excellent. I, at one point, was in the middle of making a shawl that looks like the night sky. And that one didn't have any bleeding. Yay! But one of the ends is a little thinner on the peach, so I need to thicken it. And then the cats got into the yarn and tangled it up really badly, and it's in the cupboard waiting to be untangled, and has been for several years because I just don't want to deal with it. Look at that. There's like
I have assimilated.
No bleeding, not even a skinny little bit. Yay! I do need to add, like I said, more peach though on that other side because it's not straight. Because it got too thin by the cuticle on that edge.
Whoa.
Right? A little bit more. I have not ever seen anyone do this particular thing either. You're talking about nail vinyls or the design?
Yeah. That poor guy didn't think that a guy with no Mr. helmet and 6-shot control.
This design is vaguely inspired by the fact that I've seen people do a like short line and a long line.
I'm free.
Yeah, exactly. But the nail vinyls are a staple to nail art ease. If that's what you're talking about. And this middle part's just a little bit too wide. I don't want to ruin it, though, by being overeager in my cleanup. I'm not going to touch the other side until it's dry. Yeah, okay. It depends on your day, and it depends on what your individual forte is. Like today, my hands are being a little bit shaky, and I want this to be even. And so they are giving me like a guideline. Obviously, I'm having to go in and touch them up. They're not just like immediately perfectly smooth because I'm picky.
Also hard to understand what they do.
But it's making them more evenly spaced. I think
Yeah,
that
try.
the orange,
The descriptions for them are so big.
I feel like that's slightly too long. Let me compare.
Like, produces recoil. But how much?
No, they're the same. I'm not going to mess with it. It would be more frustrating to mess with it than to not. So I'm just going to square off the end, and that will shorten it just a little bit. And the spacing is being helped by the vinyls, right? Because they are connected. The holes are separated by the same width of vinyl, so that is making that element of the design easier.
Really?
I feel like this brush is not big enough to get the polish off. It doesn't want to pick it up, but I also am a little scared to use the big brush. It's so big! And I don't want to take off extra top coat that I don't need to take off.
Now you can't even see it anymore. Look. It's invisible.
Okay, one more little swoop. I think I'll be okay. Yeah. I am gonna go in on the end with the little brush and make the orange squarer again now that it's there. That's good. Okay. Whew.
Yep. So I didn't last year.
If you're super eager to start and you don't want to wait for your cleanup brush, you can always get the one that I use, which actually is looking kind of the worst for wear in this particular video because I'm using an old one. The e.l.f. concealer brush, which is like $1, and you can find it at like Target and Walmart. When you get it brand new fresh, it is much prettier than the one that I have here. But, you know, it's like it doesn't have all the weird sideways jagglies, but it's a pretty serviceable brush. It's only $1, so that's what I typically tend to rely on.
I don't have a sight yet. It's pretty tough.
Okay. That nail's done. And pinky.
I'm in there. I'm gonna trap them forever.
And then top coat. And then cleanup of the top coat. And then we'll be done.
No. Don't make me interested. They're gonna come out. They're out. They're on the roof. Look what you did.
Alright, we got rid of one.
Oh my
It's
God.
better than none. There's two. Alright.
I bet they are. Wonder why.
I think I got these vinyls from KB Shimmer as a freebie in an order. Like I ordered a certain amount of polish, and if your order was over XYZ amount, you got a free something. Pretty sure that these vinyls were the free something.
Come in and fight me. Come in.
And the adhesive on them doesn't, you can see that there's a little bit of bumps coming into the nail. They don't do nail vinyls as like their main gig at all. And I think that's what's making the little bumplies on the edge that I'm having to fill in, is that there's adhesive that's actually blocking off that part of the strip. Is that straight? No, it looks like it's angling outward. This stupid freaking nail is not symmetrical.
What? Huh?
And I am trying my darndest straight lines on an asymmetrical organic shape can be a little tricky. That is not centered. It's straight, but it's not centered. God. And that's why we have a quick dry top coat down before we start. Okay, I'm gonna do a little visual check for myself. Okay, that part of the cuticle is where it should start, and that right there is where it should end. And that part of the cuticle there, and that right there. Okay, and I'm just gonna hope that that is straight.
Gotta do laundry after this one.
Let's turn it around. Oh, straight enough. And it's centered. Okay, we'll deal with that. I'm going to close my yellow. Yeah. I mean, there's only so much that you can do. This nail, I don't know. It just is a weird one. It flares more than my other pinky, and the smile line like goes way up here on this edge, and it just wants to be a butt. Both of my index nails want to be a little bit of butts too. They like do this weird like tent V thing instead of like a C curve. They have like a V curve, which actually softens when they get longer. But then they're too long and I don't feel comfortable in them, and they are more likely to break, which I am not about. The last time my nail broke, actually the day before, I had thought to myself, you know, your nails are awfully long, Gloria. If you don't trim them down, you're probably going to get a break. And I thought to myself, it's okay. I'm going to be lazy. I'll wait. And then the very next freaking day, morning, when I was getting dressed, as I said early in the stream, I was putting on my pants and I was pulling on my belt loop, and my hand slipped and my hand smashed into the wall. So, GG. And if I'd had trimmed my nails down, I probably would not have gotten a break.
Actually,
I'm just going to leave that bit at the cuticle
oh,
because I can fill it in with a little brush, and I'd rather not get lots of dark red all over my skin. I feel like that would be counterproductive. Okay, and peel. Yoink! See, do you see what I mean about like the edge being really wiggly? That's not super centered either. When I clean it up, it will look centered. It's good enough. Anyway, that break has grown out now, you know, and that's why my nails are back down to being short. I just filed everything off, and the break is gone. Okay, so we need to thicken going that way on the base of the lighter red, and we need to thicken going that way on the base of the darker red, and we need to remove some darker red, and we need to square off the darker red. Yes. Let's remove the darker red first on this side. Gosh. Okay, I will straighten that again with the other. That's okay. Yes. I 100% claim and acknowledge that characteristic. I want them to be the best that I can make them. Striving to do my best, right? And then accepting what my best is. that is part of perfectionism, I guess. That isn't normally included as part of perfectionism. I don't know, I guess perfectionism I wouldn't say then, huh? It's more like do your bestinism. And if it's not my best, I'm not going to settle for it, right? Okay. Thank you. As soon as I'm done, I'm going to come over and say hey in your stream too. So see you in a bit. Thank you for hanging out.
Ooh, armor broke.
That's looking better on the straightness side of things.
Push these people.
Cool. Alright. And then we're going to go in with a little bit more of the acetone on this side, now that it's a little bit drier. Okay, and then the tip here, right, we have a little bit of excess that needs to come off as well. Okay.
On to you. Okay, one down. That's hot.
Yep. Getting red on my green. Okay. So then on that red, we need to thicken up the other side. Oh, goodness. I just, very luckily did not get any of that on the top of my nail, but I hit the brush on the underside of my nail. That was a moment of uncertainty after I felt that. Alright. Gosh. Can't quite. I told you my fingers aren't doing quite what I want them to do on this hand today. And I added a little dot of red that does not belong there. I'm just really trying to make this edge clean, and it doesn't want to do it. Alright. Gotta add a little bit more of the dark red right up at the top of that to square off the opposite corner. And one more little bit of regular red. Right there. And right there. Make sure that the red goes all the way to the end. Alright, I'm okay with the regular red stripe. Yes, it is. But I'm moderately successful. I'm feeling like I'm getting what I need to get done. It's just taking me a little bit longer. Just a touch longer. Plus also some of these colors, the reds, are darker, so they don't want to remove as easily. Okay. Cool. I have one last little bit of cleanup on the actual nail because there's a tiny bit of residue on the end of this where you can still see a little bit of the dark red. Well, I can see a little bit of the dark red. I don't know if you can on the camera, but I can see it in person. There. Alright, and then we're going to go around this bottom bit and make sure there isn't any going onto the skin around the bottom. Alright. Cool. And it is time for top coat on the second hand. Yay. I'm pretty sure that those, yeah, the red is a little bit higher, but I'm not messing with it. Alright, stretch. Ooh. Yes, big cat, I'm stretching. Ooh. Okay. Close this. And close this. And make sure, I'm actually going to add a little bit more green just right there because there's a divot there and it will bring up the height of that spot to match the rest of the nail a little bit more evenly. I am going to soften the edges though, as previously discussed. Because I want it to blend. Okay, that's fine. We're not going to top coat that nail first though. Sorry, I'm sorry. I was doing a little extra bit of nothing. Okay, let's do the ring finger first. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. There's a bubble there. I'm sorry, I have to get off camera a little bit to get rid of that bubble. Okay. He's just right on one of my ends of my line and I don't want him. There. That'll be fine. It'll settle out a little as the top coat dries. One of the reasons I'm getting some air bubbles in my top coat is that we have the air conditioner going, but I don't want to turn the air conditioner off because it's warm. Okay. back. She moved. Alright, let's do the middle nail now. I'm doing this one before I do the pinky because I know I'm going to do a second coat of top coat on the middle nail, because I did on the other hand. The reason being that there were more coats for the white and the yellow to get them to be opaque over the green, and the second coat of top coat will help to smooth that out. I'm using the Vibrant Vinyls Fast and Hard top coat. It's one of my two favorites. The two that I like the best are the Glisten Glow top coat and the Vibrant Vinyls Fast and Hard top coat. The Vibrant Vinyls one is a little thinner, pardon me, and it therefore doesn't need to be thinned really as the bottle goes. It stays a usable consistency. The Glisten Glow one doesn't get like super thick either, but I do have to put thinner in it sometimes if I'm just like refilling the same bottle from my backup refill bottle. I'll have to add thinner eventually. And then the Vibrant Vinyls ones also come with scents. You can get scented top coat. So the one that I'm using today is the Mmmbop scent, which is a green apple scent from Polish Pickup a couple months ago. Both of them dry really quickly. Both of them stay glossy. Both of them, in my experience, don't do, like, they don't smear the art underneath, really. Like, if you're pushing your brush down, you could get a smear, right? But you could get a smear with any top coat doing that. There is a hair on this side of this nail, and I don't know if I can get it out without ruining everything. I'm not going to try. I'm just going to leave it. You can't see it from the front. Oh yeah, no, of course. I'm glad to be of help. Okay, so let's go back in and do our second coat of top coat on this nail. Sèche Vite is an excellent top coat for a lot of people. Some people find that it causes shrinkage, where as it dries, it pulls the edges of the polish toward the middle, and leaves like an uneven edge or a bigger gap, or like it will leave like the tip of your nails bare, because it will pull the polish away from it, and that's yeah, exactly. It shrinks on me. Sèche Vite shrinks on me, so I had to look for other top coats, and in the search for my other top coats, I saw HK Girl, which is what the Glisten Glow top coat used to be called, mentioned pretty often, and so I tried it, and I liked it, and then they renamed it, but it's still the same product. They just call it top coat now, because I think it's easier for people who aren't familiar with the brand. Yeah. And then the Vibrant Vinyls one I discovered through Polish Pickup, actually, which is a monthly indie nail polish event for limited edition polish based around a theme every month. PolishPickup.com. And they had a peach beach scent, which is peach mango papaya, and those are like my favorite smells. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this top coat a try, and I really did like it also. The Glisten Glow one is better over like glitters or things that have a lot of texture, because it's slightly thicker. And the Vibrant Vinyls one is, like I said, slightly thinner. They both dry in about the same amount of time. The Vibrant Vinyls one specifically can be used over wet polish. I think the Glisten Glow one has worked for me over wet polish, but I don't know if they market it that way. Okay. We are... There's something there that I'm going to have to push as the top coat dries. My little patch job on this nail is less successful than my patch job on that nail. You can't tell from here, but if you come up close, you can see that there's some... I'm an enabler. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Anyway, let's do cleanup. Okay, I need to keep my colors organized so that I can cite them for my Reddit post. Yellow, these two, and these two, and the green. Okay. Nope. Vinyl's up out of the way. I am reclining to do my cleanup because I want to relax. And look at this big cat. She's so cute. I'm going to bring you down so you can see her face again. There she is. Oh, no, she's turning. She turned away. So sad. All those boxes. Okay. This cleanup is not 100% completely necessary. Like, I could just, like, not do it. But then the skin around my nails would look all crusty until all of the dried polish came off, and I just am not about that. I'd rather clean it up with remover. I love you. You doing laundry?
Yep.
Could you wash my, oh no, never mind. I already did.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about my hair towel, but I already washed it. Thank you. I love you. Apartment living. You have to lug all your stuff to the laundry room. I'm about looking at my hands and smiling. That's right. I am about finishing a job I started and not saying, it's okay, whatever. Which is why having all my polish disorganized like this right now is driving me absolutely nuts. But I want to get the shelf that I know fits on the shelf. Okay, by the tiered rack that fits on the bookcase. Okay, let me change my vocabulary series. It's a little easier to understand. It's a certain width in the shelf on the bookcase, and I know which racks will fit there. I have 4 shelves properly, shelved, and there's only 2 that aren't, and it was because they used to be in behind the doors of the bookcase, and I had books in there, but I moved the books to a different area so that the polish can all just be more streamlined in organization now that these other wall shelves aren't able to be used. I have a little bit of dry skin here. I'm just going to actually use a little bit of this scissor action, and I'm going to clip it because it's a little hangnail, and I don't know where my cuticle nippers are. There. Anyway, I have found, I was saying earlier, I don't know, I think this was before you were here, that I found the shelf, like it's not being sold on Amazon anymore, but I found the same shelf on another site, but I was pretty sure that it was like a fake phishing site that wasn't actually like a good place to buy from, because first of all, it didn't have the HTTPS, it just had the HTTP, and just the way, like the website name was like AmandaMitchellPhotography.net, but then they were like selling like bath supplies and like home organization supplies, and it didn't seem like the website name matched anything. And there was a second site called MyMMALife.net that was like exactly the same, which also doesn't have anything to do with what they seemed to be selling. So it seemed pretty sketchy to me. So I used a virtual account number, like a token, like a proxy number, like a fake number, that my credit card company has a feature that you can do that, so that if you don't trust an online retailer, you're not giving them your actual credit card number for the transaction. And it did not go through. It didn't really give a reason, it just didn't go through, and it basically was like, try again. And I think that their system can tell that it's not a real. Yes, I know. It's hilariously unrelated. Yeah, it is. There's an app that you can use also. It's called Token. That you can do that with. And I tried that one as well because it said that the reason I actually tried that first, the Token one, and it said that it was declined because it was a country that they didn't support. Because it was a China website. Hi, Nisi. We're just finishing cleanup on these. One hand's done. We got one hand to go. This website, right, was a Chinese website, which is, fine. There are legitimate Chinese websites. So when the Token one said that it was a country of origin that wasn't supported, then I did the one with my bank. You have to do it on the desktop for the bank, and it was just less convenient, so that's why I did the app one first. But that one didn't go through either, and I'm pretty sure it's a fake scam thing. But that makes me really sad because it gave me a false hope that I would be able to get the shelf, and then it wasn't actually real. Thank you. I just almost ruined the shape of this thumb, but I think I'm okay. It's inspired by the changing colors of a flower blooming from white all the way through to red. I'll show you the inspiration picture in just a second. After I finish cleaning up this thumb. Okay. Trying to make sure that that's not something that's going to get stuck. Okay. This picture was the kind of the springboard, right? So I kind of wanted to do the staggered, right, sort of an idea. I do a lot of florals, and I was trying to do something not floral today, even though I was using a flower as my inspiration. Kind of funny. I have Faithfully by Journey stuck in my head. I'm not gonna sing it. Unless you want me to. This big cat, she's so silly. She's smushing her nose up into the tray that my computer's on. Why do you do this, big cat, huh? Oops, I'm not on camera. Sorry. You want me to sing it? Okay. I don't know all the words of the verse, but da na 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 na. I don't know exactly. I'm trying to think of some of the words. I know the road ain't the best place to start a family. Something, 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 something supposed to be. Oh, girl, you stand by me, and I'm forever yours. Faithfully. And then the guitar. There's one about, the second verse is about like the circus. And everyone needs a clown to make them smile. You know, but I don't know all of it. There's a hair that's actually changing the top the surface of the top coat there. What I do when that happens, this might sound really strange. If the top coat is set enough, I rub it on my forehead and it smooths it out, usually. I think because my forehead is big and flat and I can feel the pressure that I'm pushing against it with easier than if I'm doing it against some other flat surface. Yeah, I don't know. It works all right. Ooh, the big cat's looking up again. Here she is. Oh, thank you, Nisi. I enjoy singing. I mean, there's a reason that my name is Music Gal. It's like musical gal, right? Ooh, the air conditioner turned off. That's excellent. That means our target temperature has been reached. Thank you, Athalas. That's sweet. I actually made up a song once. I don't write music, but I did make up a song about one of my herbs that died once. Let me see if I can think how it goes. Gosh, it's been a while. Do I have it on my phone? I was singing it in the car while I was figuring out how it went. And I saved the file, I think, somewhere. Hi, Caters! Oh my goodness! You subscribed! Thank you! Yay! You're so sweet. Gosh, I lost my train of thought. Now I know what Colette means. Thank you. Gosh. I'm not gonna be able to find it, and I'm not gonna remember the tune. I'll look it up and I'll have to tell you about it on the next stream. My little song about my herb that died. I might remember it while I'm sitting here ruminating on it too. I don't know. Are you just lurking, Caters? Lurking and subscribing? Not to call you out. Okay. All right. General cleanup is done. So there's hand number 2 with a little bit worse lighting. It's like evening lighting, candle light. Oh, cool. Awesome. Nail desks are good things. Let me get some cuticle oil. You know, I kind of scoffed at cuticle oil pens until I had one, and now I seem to be reaching for it much more consistently than my other cuticle oil. What I need to do is put my favorite oil in a cuticle oil pen. This is one of the zombie cuticle balm cuticle oils that I got when I was at the indie shop, because I just was curious to try it out, because, you know, I hadn't had one before. Okay. Hand number 2. Big cat, pretty cat. She is so cute. Somebody on Reddit wrote a poem about a different animal that I think 100% totally applies to Ember. It was about, like, not needing to sit on your lap. I like to sit near you because I just, like, can be with you and be your friend and hang out with you even though I'm not on your lap. I have it on a screenshot on my phone. Here, I'll read it to you. And then we will have to be done with stream. Let me see. It says nothing yet. Because I'm in the wrong album. Here we go. I don't need to sit upon your lap. I'm fine right here. As long as I am next to you, I like it when you're near. It's easier this way because I can look up at your face, just lying here by your side. Sorry, just lying right here by your side, my friend, my favorite place. And that describes her to a T. She doesn't really sit on my lap very often, but she is like 99% of the time less than arm's length away. Ugh, because she's a good friend. Alright. There's our very messy nail desk. And here's me saying, thank you for hanging out with me. My nails are done. I'm going to host Colette. And actually, you know what? How many people are here? I might raid her if we have enough people. I mean, if we don't have enough people, we could still raid her if we feel like it, I guess, right? But it feels kind of sad to raid with 5 people. We're raiding with 5 people. Bye, Nisi. I can type, good gracious. I think that's how you do it. Is that how you do it? Yes. All right. And we're going to tell her happy birthday. Oh, you're welcome, Atlas. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate all of the conversation in chat. It makes all of this
streaming business kind of worthwhile. Because I would be painting my nails otherwise, just, to enjoy myself. But the streaming, the interpersonal bit is the part that makes it fun. So I'm going to click raid now. Here we go.